Welcome back to New Earth Rhythm. Today is March 22nd. We just had the equinox. We are between eclipses. I just got back from hot yoga. Baby's napping in her crib. And I needed to jump on here to talk about Neptune moving into Aries. Okay, this is huge. This is so significant. I believe the last time it was in Aries was 1861 to 1875. The last time that Neptune was in Aries was in 1861 to 1875. No one alive today has ever experienced the energy of Neptune in Aries. And it's moving into Aries on March 30th in the same energy of the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th. This is huge. This is so significant. I need to speak to this energy so that you guys really understand like the entire picture, the entire story at play. There is this hidden higher purpose that is unfolding for us in these successive steps through the patterns of the planetary movements, right? And by looking at these patterns, we can create the story. We understand the story that is being written for us in order for us to reach our highest outcome, our highest timeline, for humanity to collectively evolve and for you yourself to evolve into your best self, for you to live a life that is in alignment with your destined path, your unique energetic blueprint, your ordained fingerprint, soul signature design. Okay, so we need to talk about this energy so we know how to harness it. And you can really start to get into this energy now. And I feel like that's what the eclipse is about. I feel like this is a big part of what the solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th is all about. So I'm going to speak to this energy. Okay. So I love Sabrina at Rewilding for Women. She first put this on my radar with the imagery of Neptune has just been in Pisces. That's like the monk in the monastery, right? Because Neptune is ruled by Pisces. It's very much like the mystical, the dreamy, the spiritual. And then Neptune moving into Aries is like the monk leaving the monastery, taking all of that wisdom that they just learned, and then going out and immersing themselves back in the quote real world. So that is the energy that is unfolding for us right now. Okay, so let's just look at first. I want to get this on a radar about like the historical time from 1861 to 1875 because that's something that I myself was curious about. I'm like, okay, so what was happening on the world stage the last time that Neptune was in Aries? So we have the American Civil War, obviously profound transformation, abolishing slavery, struggling for equality, themes of independence, fighting for ideals strongly emerge. We have the unification of Italy and Germany. This is a rise of nationalism and really just like a new wave of collective identity. The Meiji Restoration in Japan, pivotal shift from feudalism to modernization and industrialization. This is rebirth, bold reinvention. And then we have the spiritual movements of Theosophy. This is where Theosophy and other spiritual ideas like around this really began gaining traction, which laid the groundwork for modern metaphysical and esoteric studies. So I have a feeling that if you're tuning into this podcast, if you like my work, if you like what I talk about, then you're into the metaphysical, you're into the esoteric. And this is where we really see this starting to take hold. Okay, so with the themes of Aries and Neptune, this is a push towards freedom, sovereignty, individuality, confrontation of longstanding societal illusions, often through conflict and revolution, new spiritual ideologies emerging as people seek meaning in action and identity. So, as I myself have been trying to make sense of this energy, I just can't help but think about how last year, the entire theme, everyone in like my online community at least was always talking about Pluto moving into Aquarius, how Pluto moving into Aquarius marks the sacred rebellion, how it marks the disillusion of or sorry, like waking up to all of the smoke and mirrors and the lies and the corruption, getting to the truth of what this world really is, what these, puppeteers have really been up to, and demanding change, like drastic societal and structural change. That really is like the themes of Pluto in Aquarius, the sacred rebellion. But this is also just so amplified for me now when I'm thinking about it now in terms of the lens of Neptune moving into Aries, how that just further ingrains this idea of like the sacred rebellion. And so I want to get into these like energetic qualities and influences because everything is pointing to this exact moment in time as the craziest moment in human history. It is literally when Sleeping Beauty awakens. It is, our collective awakening. It is this last phase of our threefold awakening sequence that began in 1987, a complete restructuring of all vibrational life on this planet into higher states of consciousness. And the biggest societal shifts, the biggest paradigm shifts that anyone has ever seen. We are shifting dimensions. And this is the story that is unfolding for us. And I talk a lot about this. You can listen to my podcast episode called, what is it called? It was called when prophecy and science converge. And I look at all of these ancient systems and texts and religions and how they all are pointing to this exact moment in time across every, ancient society, across the entire world. Everyone and everything is pointing to this exact moment in time. So you can go back and listen to that because for this episode, I'm just going to talk about the lens primarily of Western astrology, of the archetypes of the planets and how they're moving into the archetypes of the zodiac and how this story is unfolding for us. So let's get into what these like energetic qualities of Neptune and Aries really mean, because it is all about combining Neptune's spiritual, dreamy, transcendent nature with Aries' bold, pioneering, and fiery qualities. So this is revolutionary. People are breaking away from old spiritual paradigms, creating new paths for personal and collective enlightenment. This is the time of the spiritual warrior. I have a feeling that if you are listening to this, you are a rainbow warrior. You're a spiritual warrior. You are here to shine your light in the darkness, and you will stop at nothing because you take fearless, inspired, creative action, knowing that you are protected, that you are an aspect of the divine, and you are reflecting your light through everyone else's light reflections. And it's blending action with higher ideals. This is also a time for dynamic creativity and innovation. So, imaginative and visionary energy is going to push humanity to embrace new, bold ideas for art, technology, and spirituality. This is also blending really well with Pluto and Aquarius and how that is shaping us, like with our massive technological advancements, how we're moving into a new iteration of the internet and the quantum financial system, how it's all about, AI, robotics, blockchain, and how this is moving us to becoming a solar civilization where we're going to start seeing crazy technology once we start harnessing our sun and experiencing free energy and plasma physics. We will literally start to travel beyond our time space continuum once we learn how to harness these, just like our ancient ancestors did, aka like the Atlanteans. Okay, let's continue. This is also the reawakening of the sacred masculine archetype focused on courage and action aligned with divine purpose. So, if you know me, you hear me talk about the restoration of the divine feminine all the time, how this age really is the restoration of the divine feminine. If you're a woman and you're tuning in, or, if that is like what you feel like you were born to do was to restore the balance of the divine feminine, that is exactly what this moment in time is pointing to. But I love seeing it now paired with this lens of restoring the divine masculine through the energy of Aries, very masculine. It's all about initiation, action, like penetration, penetrating life, paired with Neptune, which is dreamy and mystical and deep. That really is the perfect energetic match that our society needs to awaken the divine masculine. So we can think of this time not only as the restoration of the divine feminine, but also as the restoration of the divine masculine, thus bringing us into perfect balance, perfect harmony of yin yang. And then boom, that births a new energy. It's not about just, feminine and masculine anymore. It's a new energy of creation energy, the third energy, father, mother, child. It's that child, creative, seed, divine, potent energy, becoming these powerful co-creators. Now that our society, now that you individually are finally merging and balancing this yin yang, this divine feminine, divine masculine. If the divine feminine is the flowing, raging river, the divine masculine is the river bed that holds the river. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a river, right? It is the divine feminine principle of synergy and unity. And it's the divine masculine principle that builds it, that takes inspired, disciplined, devoted action and alignment to build. It is this perfect balancing. You yourself are finding that perfect balance within. That is what your journey is about. That is what your awakening is about. If you get really down to it, like you get down to the ones and zeros of it all, that's kind of what you're doing. Like if you're an alchemist and you're on this journey, if you're living in flow and harmony with the rhythms and the cycles of life, and you're embracing each season has a quality and influence that is either masculine or feminine, and then the energetics, the elemental energetics of it, right? So we're thinking about Aries, that's masculine fire. Okay. So when we're living in harmony and we're harnessing these energies with each turn, we were just in watery Pisces, that's feminine. Then we move to fiery masculine. And it's like, if we continue to have our awareness ride on top of the waves and we're constantly doing this beautiful dance of masculine, feminine, earth, water, fire, air, earth, water, fire, air, masculine, feminine. And ultimately, you are blending and merging all parts of yourself into this perfect yin yang, which then father, mother, boom, births the powerful creator. This is how you are becoming the powerful creator of your life. So I think this time should be super inspiring, that it's not only the restoration of the divine the divine feminine that we're really thinking about and anchoring in, but also the restoration of the divine masculine. And I love it through this lens of Neptune and Aries. You're going to hear me talk about this a lot for the rest of the year, because I think it's really important to share this with our brothers and our sisters of the world. We need to uplift each other. It is not about screw men, let's put down men. Now it's our turn. Now women rise. It's like, yeah, duh, women are rising, but so are men, the awakened men, the evolved man. We are all evolving together. We need each other. These are our brothers and sisters, our brothers. We need to uplift them hand in hand. We need to uplift them and show them the way, because, if they looked all around them from their past, from their family, they probably didn't have a very clear guide as to how they can, best serve, best be of service to this world and uplift humanity. And so we need to show them the way. Okay. And this period's all about the dissolution of old systems through confrontation. So this may bring about forceful revelations about systems, power, identity, individuality, maybe very confrontational. We're going to see a lot of crazy shit play out on the world stage. But honestly, when is there not? I'm not saying that to fearmonger. I'm not saying that to make anyone feel afraid. We exist in two different timelines. Since 2012, we have literally split off into two different timelines. There's those that are on the path of service to self. They have tried to disconnect themselves from source. They get trapped in the material world of greed and lust and overindulgence and depravity. And they are slaves to their lowest two chakras and their animalistic instincts. And they are on the path of destruction. They are trying to manifest revelations, bringing about, end times. They are on this one path, but guess what? We exist in two different worlds. There is that one reality where they do continue off, and it will lead to their demise. But the rest of us, as long as you are service to others, you have an open heart, and you are trying your best to figure out this crazy life, to figure out this game of life, and to uplift others, and just be a nice person, be a good person, and just try to live a life that brings you peace, satisfaction, fulfillment, and joy. then you are already on the ascension path. You're already on the ascension timeline. That means we have already succeeded. Our timeline already succeeds. That's what the story is. That's what the story is that is unfolding. It is our highest timeline. And because that highest timeline is written, that means we have already done it. It already exists. So I'm not saying to be completely like head buried in the sand, disconnected from the outer events taking on in the world, and like just wearing your rose colored glasses and acting like, oh, I'm not affected by this, so I'm not going to pay attention to that. That's very harmful thinking and behavior. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that all of us chose to be here now, to be adults now, at this moment of the Great Awakening, because your soul knew that you had what it takes to remember oneness, divinity, unity, love, to be an anchor of love, to be a lighthouse for others, and that you have what it takes to take divine, inspired, creative action, fearless action when everything around you is telling you to be afraid. And you have such strong faith and radical vision and trust, extreme trust, that no matter what, you feel the fear around you and then you do it anyway. You take inspired, creative action anyway. That is what this leap of faith is all about. That's what our quantum leap is all about. That is what this moment is all about. And it's easier to do that now because more and more people are awake. We're finding our tribe. We're more connected than ever because of the internet. Like, look at how you and I are connecting right now. Like, this is a beautiful opportunity. It's only going to keep expanding. This is a new iteration of the internet we're moving into. We're going to have more peer to peer, less middlemen, less, big corporations and these evil, greedy one percenters getting a hand in everything. And rather we get back to community, uplifting each other in our community, and we rise as a tribe, hand in hand. So this is a time of great healing, transmutation. We're transmuting anger and ego. Like I said, I want you to be angry at the disgust in the world because that is fuel. That's what fuels me every day to show up. I am disgusted by what's going on the world stage. I am repulsed by it. And that is what fuels me every day to get up and try to be a lighthouse and to inspire you to keep going, that there is a bright future ahead, that you do not have to participate in the destruction timeline, that we are on this beautiful timeline, that there is a hopeful, positive, bright, beautiful future of unity and synergy, and that you get to shine your God-given gifts onto this world, that you can actually live a life of abundance and prosperity and happiness and dancing and love and magic, that is all possible for you. And I'm just trying to share with you like the story and the energies so that you know how to harness it and make sense of it in your own life. And this is this is a moment that we're leading to rising consciousness in leadership. We're gonna have a massive wave of leaders driven by higher ideals that are gonna emerge, blending visionary spirituality with decisive action. I believe that millennials are here to save the world. Spoken as a millennial myself, obviously, but I do believe that millennials are this perfect blend, especially if you're born from 1983 to 1995. You were born with your Pluto in Scorpio, and the very essence of your life has been this like death, rebirth, transformation, alchemical process. Like everything you do is like alchemizing the shadows of the pain, the shackles of your past, of your lineage, of your ancestors, and you are the alchemist of your family. You are here to transmute all of that pain back into light and then send a fractal of healed, divine crystalline energy down your entire fractal line and then permeate throughout the rest of society. And the fact that we were born and we grew up without technology shoved in our faces, but then we got to learn and adapt with the growing technology, making us like the most adept at technology, because we can also balance it and like touch grass, not like the younger generations, no offense, but we are like this perfect balance of technologically advanced, able to touch grass, remember what the old world, the good things about the old world were like, and to be so disgusted and pissed off about what has unfolded since we were children and we were fed the American dream. And then we grew up and we saw it slip away and crumble right out of our fingertips while we were in school, while we were in college. We got out and everyone was like, what the hell do we do now? We're the only generation that won't be better off than our parents, mostly. And so we are the generation that gets to feel it all, be immersed in it all, be so disgusted and angry and pissed off. And then that is what is our ultimate fuel, boom, catapulting us into taking action, divinely inspired, creative action, because you got so much juice, you got so much fuel. That is like such pure, potent energy when you turn that anger into your juice, turn that anger into the juice. That is the divine feminine energy of like Shakti, creative energy. It's like no matter what that energy is, even if it's got like a really heavy, dark feeling, you transmute that within and then you, boom, you unleash it onto the world through your juice, through your magnetism, through your voice, through your ideas, through your visions, through your collaborations, through your projects. And that's how you uplift the world. Boom. Okay, let's keep going. And and so we got the juice, we got the juice. Where was I going with this, you guys? Okay, so we're going to experience obviously tremendous global shifts, collective awakening, personal growth. This is a period to take bold steps towards your dream, guided by intuition and divine inspiration. Confront your fears and illusions about your sense of self and step into your higher purpose. All right, I know where I was going with this, you guys. So the eclipses, right? We're in between eclipses. We just had the Virgo blood moon eclipse on March 13th to March 14th. This was when you are shedding and letting go of something that no longer serves you. And I guarantee it's something around your sense of self. It's something around what you are capable of. It is something that was limiting you and holding you back. Like you may have like grown and expanded, but then you have plateaued and you need to shed and break that glass ceiling so that you can, boom, continue to emerge and bust into something even higher, bigger, better, more abundant, more magical, more powerful for yourself. And that requires a shift in your identity. And so watch the last two episodes that I made about the blood moon eclipse in Virgo. We're still in this energy, we have not yet reached, oh wait, yeah, we just reached really like the halfway point between eclipses. But this whole eclipse is a 2-week portal working with that Virgo blood moon eclipse up into the Aries solar eclipse, which leads me to my next piece. So we're letting go, we're shedding what no longer serves, right? Including identity, especially in identity and how you are thinking of yourself and your role in society and what you claim your role to be. And then now we're coming into this Aries solar eclipse, and Aries is the rainbow warrior, like the golden rainbow warrior. Aries attacks life no matter what. Like bumps in the road does not affect an Aries. Like challenges, limitations, blocks, like anything that's getting in the way, the Aries like blazes ahead as the golden rainbow warrior, penetrating life, moving obstacles to get what they want. And they do it with a smile on their face. They're happy to do it because it's an adventure. It's fun. It's fun to figure it out, how to live a life that is divine, that is divinely aligned with who you were born to be and what is the best thing for your community and for humanity and Earth herself. It's a game. It's a fun game that Aries is always winning. This is the energy I want you to tap into. You literally right now need to just believe and feel in your heart so hardcore that you are the shit, that you are the shit, that you are so freaking cool, that you are the coolest person you've ever met. Because guess what? You are the perfect main character for your story that is unfolding. Everything about you and how that blends in with your circumstances and with your family, with your friends, and what your hobbies are and what your interests are. Your very core essence is the perfect blueprint for you to be able to go about life figuring out how to turn on your God-given gifts. No interaction is a mistake or by chance. Everything that you do is leading you to your highest good. Even if it's like a song that catches your attention that you play over and over again, that's helping you catapult into the higher you. Or if it's like you made a wrong turn, now you learned you went down a new road and then you found this beautiful waterfall and that's now your new meditation spot that you go to and no one knows about it. It's your secret spot. That's catapulting you. Like nothing is a mistake. Everything is bringing you to your higher self, to your higher good, and you need to start thinking of it that way. You need to start owning it that way, because then you start to enjoy the game of life. And that's what I really need you guys to do right now during this eclipse season, is enjoy the game of life. This is what this Aries solar eclipse feels like for me. This is what it feels like, the message that I need to share. You are the shit. You are the coolest person you've ever met, because you have exactly what it takes to create the life of your dreams. You understand that the only thing holding you back between you and your dream life is yourself. And you have forgiven yourself for mistakes made in the past when you were out of alignment and you didn't quite understand that. You have forgiven others because you understand that the frequency of blame only disempowers you even more and keeps you even further away from your path. You take full conscious ownership and responsibility of everything in your life, everything that led you here now, everything that has led you here now. You take full responsibility for it. You own it, you claim it. And then you decide right here and now that I will stop at nothing until I live a life that is 100% in alignment with my true soul. That I will live the life of my dreams, that I will get to be abundant and fruitful and prosperous, have more money than I can even imagine, help all of my friends and family, uplift all my friends and family and my community, collaborate with my friends on projects that we talked about our whole lives. Now we get to actually do it and bring it forth and never worry about funding, never worry about money. We're uplifting each other through our creative endeavors. And then we're only aligning ourselves with people that are working towards the betterment of humanity and Earth herself. You decide where your money and attention goes. You choose to only uplift those that are working towards the betterment of humanity. You only align yourselves with those that are positive, making a positive impact on the world. You no longer even pay attention or support or, even talk or think about any of the old bullshit of the old paradigm, because the moment you stop paying attention to it, guess what? It falls away. It falls away. That's like quantum physics 101. If you're not looking at it, does it exist? Nah. So we're only going to look at the things that are beautiful and uplifting us. And every single day, you're going to take inspired creative action. Whatever your greatest passions are and your hobbies, you're going to pour your whole heart into it. And here's the real gift of this eclipse period, this 2-week eclipse period. Venus is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde. This is such a gift. Venus retrograde is showing us, what is your true heart's desire? What is your true heart's desire? What do you really want? What do you really want? How do you really want your relationship to be? Really, not what other people expect it to be, not what other people are doing online, not what you read, not what you've ever heard about what a union should be or what a marriage should be. What do you want your marriage to be? What do you want your relationship or your partnership to be? What do you want your family to be? Unlike the family you grew up in, or similar to that, you want to keep that going. It's like you decide. The only rules that exist are the ones that you create. And Venus retrograde is helping you recreate your rules of life. It's helping you reevaluate, what do I truly desire? How do I really enjoy spending my time? What really lights me up about my work? If there's an aspect of your work that's not lighting you up, Venus is showing you that. Venus is showing you. If there's an aspect or a dynamic of your relationship that is bringing you like heaviness and pain, it's not lighting you up, Venus is showing you that. So it may be challenging. You may be triggered and challenged, and you may not understand why at first, but then here's the beauty of it. Mercury is retrograde. Mercury is the messenger of the gods. Mercury is the mouthpiece for all of these energies going on right now, because it's beyond our verbal, logical comprehension, understanding of our minds. Our minds are just one tiny aspect of like real reality, right? There's so many multidimensional layers of reality existing at this whole time. Like there's so much being done in the spiritual realms. There's so much going on in the energetic realms. But now, because Mercury is retrograde, it's helping us get the language to describe what you are experiencing And it's helping you come into full conscious resonance with this moment in mind, body, heart, spirit, soul. What does your soul really want? Your soul chose to be born at your exact birth date, birth time, to that in that exact location, to that exact family for a reason, because it gave you the best shot, the best possibility, the best circumstances and surroundings for you to be able to go about life, remember and eventually remembering who you truly are, so that you could finally peel away everything that was thrusted upon you by your family, by society, by the programming, by the media machines. And you peel away, peel away, peel away, get to the heart of who you truly are, your soul. I'm getting real heated, y'all. I'm getting so passionate right now because I'm just feeling into how powerful this is. This is like what the North Node in Pisces is all about. The North Node shift on January 11th. This is our collective theme. It's your soul, what your soul really came here to experience. Now that you've removed all the layers and all the conditioning, now that the veil is thin, now that all of the illusions are shattering and crumbling around us, we have fully waken up and we're like, holy shit, this world is not what we thought we were, not what we thought it was. And I am not who I thought I was. Who am I? I really want to know. So you get quiet. You get quiet and you open the portal to your heart. And you love that which you love. And then you just go deeper and deeper into that love until you love the light of the source behind it all. You love your family, you love music, you love dancing, you love cooking, you love eating, you love traveling, you love the beach, you love a cat, you love your dog, you love that tree. And you go deeper and deeper and deeper into that love until you get to the source of the light, of the love behind all of it. And then you express extreme gratitude and humility. Like, shit, I don't have it all figured out. Oh my God, big shocker there. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to quiet my mind and open my heart as much as I possibly can. I'm going to look at where I'm being triggered and what is really making me afraid. And I'm going to get to the root of all of that and see that that doesn't even actually ever belong to me. That was something I just picked up. Let's shed that. It's the year of the snake. Let's shed, let's shed, let's shed. Opening up the heart, getting closer and closer to the heart, closer and closer to who you really are. You don't worship the gates. You go to the inner temple. You stop looking outside of yourself for all the answers. You quiet the mind. You open the heart. You go deep within. Then you go outside, and I want you to dance. And I want you to get your bare feet on the grass. And I want you to find a song that has really been speaking to you lately. Hit play and then go to radio and then go to radio station and then hit shuffle. And let that vibe take you on a ride, take you on a journey, move your body intuitively to the music, to the rhythm. With each movement of your body, you're moving your fascia and your muscles and your bones. And anywhere that there was stagnant energy, finally it's getting released in this beautiful flow. And as it's getting released, you are gaining the clarity. And then allow your inner monologue to take over and explain to you what is happening in this moment, because Mercury is retrograde. Mercury is messenger of the gods. Mercury wants to explain it to you. Mercury is now the mouthpiece for your heart, because Venus is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde. Allow Mercury to explain to you what is really going on. Get the clear picture, feel into it, and then you realize, amazing. I get to create my dream life. Boom, you burst into freedom. You finally eradicate your victim consciousness. You stop blaming everyone and everything in society for all of your problems. And you realize that you hold all of the answers within. Now that you have quieted down and you have retrieved something very important, the story of what your eclipse is all about, the story of what this moment in time of transformation is all about for you. what your theme in life is all about, what your greatest mission, what your soul purpose is all about, what your dharma, what your duty is all about, what you came here to do, really, what you enjoy doing, what lights you up, what you're passionate about. How am I going to create a life that is around my passions? Because I refuse to compromise. I refuse to compromise. I don't have to compromise. I don't owe it to anyone to make compromises. I follow my heart because that is what benefits my family and my community and the world. That is what Aries is all about. I follow my heart selfishly, follow my heart because that is what benefits the whole. So that is what I want you to lean into right now, leading up to this solar eclipse on March 29th. How are you going to really attack life, attack the game of life? How are you going to have fun figuring out how to create the life of your dreams and then how to live the life beyond your wildest dreams? Keep challenging yourself to think bigger. That's what this energy is really asking you to do, is like bust out of any old stories or illusions or what you thought was possible for yourself. Dream bigger, get bigger. Okay, and so this moment in time, I feel like I want to mention too. So I mentioned that back in the last time Aries or Neptune was in Aries, this was the Theosophical movement that was founded. And I just want to get back to the core teachings of Theosophy. You obviously know what this is, but I think having it like spoken out right now will be beneficial to really help us understand this moment in time and what it really means. It's the oneness of all of life. All of living beings are interconnected, a part of a greater divine reality. The physical world is an expression of the spiritual, and everything has a shared origin in the universal source. This is the Theosophy teaches us the evolution of the soul, reincarnation and karma as mechanisms for spiritual evolution. The soul processes through many lifetimes, gaining wisdom and moving closer to union with the divine. Ancient wisdom tradition. Theosophy emphasizes that all major religions and philosophies share a common origin in an ancient universal wisdom tradition, which can be rediscovered through esoteric study and spiritual practice. Again, if you're interested in that, go watch my video a couple episodes back about prophecy and modern science converging at this moment in time. It's coming back, y'all. It's like these themes are reoccurring again. The sevenfold nature of humanity. Human beings are composed of 7 layers or principles, including the physical, astral, mental, and spiritual bodies. Understanding these layers help individuals connect with their higher selves and divine nature. That's what I'm trying to explain with like the archetypes at play with these planets going on and how it's happening on this multi-dimensional reality with multiple layers. But the fact that Mercury is retrograde, it's helping us make sense of it and explain it to ourselves in our mind. Universal family. It's promoting the idea that humanity is one family, transcending race, religion, and nationality, seeking to create harmony and cooperation among all people. The law of cycles. Life operates in cycles, both individually and collectively. This understanding is applied to personal growth, societal evolution, and cosmic rhythms. Divine beings and ascended masters. Theosophy posits that advanced spiritual beings, often called masters of wisdom or Mahatmas, guide humanity's evolution. These beings are said to inspire spiritual seekers and assist in the dissemination of esoteric knowledge. And of course, one of the most famous people who are like influenced by Theosophy are Mahatma Gandhi. And there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. So this year, 2025, this might be a longer episode, but like whatever. I want to give you guys all the goods, all the juice to really work with this energy. So 2025, it is the year of the snake. It is the most transformational year ever. And I'm going to prove it to you. All of the outer planets are moving signs. Neptune, Pluto, and Saturn are all moving signs. All of the inner planets are all moving signs. Those often move signs anyway because they're much faster. You know, like Venus moves every 40 days, right? Mercury every 45 days or something like that. they're moving signs, but the outer planets are all moving signs too. Like I said, we have never experienced the energy of Neptune in Aries, and we have never experienced the energy of Pluto in Aquarius. And then we also have Saturn moving from Pisces to Aries on May 24th, 2025, which is all about having emotional discipline. It's going from introspection and emotional discipline while it was in Pisces, moving into Aries now that it's creating structured action and pioneering efforts. So I wanted to bring that up because the entire story that's unfolding, all of the planets and the story that they're unfolding, that it's unfolding for us, it's all about, like I said, the monk leaving the monastery, taking all of that spiritual deep wisdom, your entire life. If you're watching this, you've probably experienced your Saturn return or you're experiencing it right now, ages 28 and onward. If you, it's like your entire life, you have been learning all of these lessons and challenges and beauty and awe and like experiencing the full spectrum of humanity and like what this life is really all about. And then you get to this place of like finally seeing life as this game, as this playground, because now you have all the lessons and the wisdom you need to really move forth in life and like make cool shit happen for yourself that's in alignment with your soul, with who you were born to be. And so Saturn also moving into Aries, a few months after this, it is just so much that it's just so much more juicy. It's like showing us like, yes, now we have all of this beautiful wisdom. And now we're going to have the energy to go about employing it and implementing it and taking inspired action in our physical world in a really structured, diligent, devoted way. And that's how you make real significant progress, is with continual devotion, self-discipline, higher awareness, expressing dominion over the lower self. I'm not saying that you're never going to slip. I'm not saying that we're never going to get caught in ego traps ever again and that we've got all the answers, we've got it all figured out. Like, no. But as long as you continually try to express dominion over your lower self, if you feel yourself getting triggered, or if you had a reaction that you regret later on and you're like, oh man, like I thought I was over that. I thought I didn't do that anymore. Why did I act that way? Shower yourself with so much love and compassion, because the fact that you're even questioning it and you're like worried and wondering about it already shows that you have already succeeded. Like you can only fail when the trying stops. So just never stop trying. Know that everything is supporting you right now to be your best self, to live and create the life of your dreams. And so that we can all come together in unity. And it's not just the restoration of the divine feminine, it's the restoration of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, thus, boom, creating that third energy, creation energy, co-creation energy, so that we can all co-create the most beautiful existence, literally like the Garden of Eden. And this is one of my favorite shirts, Aloha O'Clock. That's the vibe. It's Aloha O'Clock, y'all. Because the word aloha actually means of the same breath. It means, we are of the same breath, essentially, in like an ancient Hawaiian language. We are of the same breath. Aloha. I recognize that you and I are the same. And so when I feel into unity, that's what it feels like. It feels like us all remembering that we are the same. And one of my favorite humans, his name is Bobby Klein, the late Bobby Klein. He has a podcast called The Weekly I Ching. And he came on every week and shared this beautiful ancient wisdom and knowledge and how it's showing up in our present life so beautifully. And he really made such a huge impact on me. And I think I have his show tagged in my own show. If you go to my show and it says like suggested shows to watch, you should watch and listen to a few of them because he's so wise. And I was very devastated when he passed away 2 years ago in his late 80s. But at the end of every episode, he would say, in Lakesha Lakem, I am the other you. And that is just so beautiful to me. That's what aloha means to me too. And that's kind of the vibe that I want us to all carry with us now into the new earth. And I felt like after he passed away, that's when I started getting into making podcasts. That's when I had my first podcast 2 years ago. I ended up deleting it because I wasn't vibing with it anymore. till I made this one. But I felt like I felt him as a guide, and he wanted me to kind of like continue sharing this ancient wisdom through the lens of the I Ching, the gene keys, human design, and astrology. And so I was just like thinking about him now, and I want to bring that energy back to close out this episode. In Lakesh Alakem, I am the other you. Keep going, keep glowing, keep shining, family. Please go on my website and sign up for the email blast, because I'm going to create a monthly community. It's going to have all of the goods. We're going to have like, I'm going to have my podcast episodes in there, but then there's going to be additional episodes with like even more juicy information that I really want to dive down rabbit holes with people that are really interested in that stuff and want to join the community. And then there's going to be, like live events in there. I'll take you guys through my live activations. When I do my dance rituals, when I do my intuitive dance flows, I'm going to start recording them. And those are going to be a part of our sacred special group. Because I'm just launching this, I'm going to make it like extremely affordable, because it's like the cohort. Like I want you guys that have been listening and following along and a part of my online community, that we can all just be in one space that's just going to continue to grow and pop off. So it's going to be, I just want everyone to be in one space together. So there will be an exchange. There has to be some sort of, energy exchange. So there is going to be a cost, but it's not going to be, I haven't decided what it's going to be, but just tune in, and I'm going to send that out. So that way we can stay connected and interact in a really beautiful way, that we're just going to all grow together in our online community called New Earth Rhythm. Okay, thank you so much for listening, for watching. Thank you for being you. Please continue to shine your lights. And in Lakesha Lakem, I am the other you.